Thanks very much, Valen. All right, let's take a look at your news headlines now. Motorists are advised to avoid the roads around the High Court in Pietermaritzburg this morning as former President Jacob Zuma's supporters are expected to be out in force when he makes another appearance on 16 counts of fraud, money laundering and racketeering related to the controversial multi-million rand arms deal. Zuma made his first appearance 2 months ago, and since then he's fired his longtime attorney, Michael Hulley. Advocate Kemp J. Kemp, who acted for Zuma for over a decade, has also been replaced, allegedly due to Zuma's inability to pay the mounting legal bills. Legal experts say the new defense team is most likely to request a postponement to familiarize themselves with the case. The Acting KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, says a number of arrests have been made in connection with the Colenso taxi shooting at the weekend. He says he can't give out the exact number as the investigation is still proceeding. On Saturday evening, a taxi transporting 17 taxi drivers was ambushed and 12 of the people in the vehicle were killed. And astronomers across the globe are gearing up for tonight's highly anticipated total lunar eclipse. South Africa should have a great view of the longest so-called blood moon eclipse this century. The full moon will first begin to darken as it enters the Earth's shadow at 7:15 this evening, with totality beginning at around about 9:30. Okay, it is day 3 and the final day of the 10th BRICS Summit. Billions of dollars worth of deals were signed in the past 2 days by the respective heads of states. Sakina Kamwendo has been there from the beginning. She's been covering the conference for us. And let's cross over to her now. Sakina, good morning to you. You and I chit-chatting a bit earlier, saying that today is a very, very important day. Might be the last, but perhaps one of the most important.
Good morning, Leanne, and absolutely, because I think when South Africa was admitted to the BRICS grouping, it was an acknowledgement of the important role that this country has to play on the continent, and not only with regard to the investment prospects and doing business intra-trade with other African nations, but also in taking a look at how we actually can help with the regeneration socioeconomically and otherwise on the African continent. Now, research has shown us that the BRICS nations are the biggest new investors on the continent, and they are also, as a grouping, they make up the biggest trade partners of all nations on the continent. So today, as you indicated, Leanne, is of course the final day, but a very important day. So when South Africa back in 2013 decided that they are going to extend an invitation to other African nations, you know, that has since become something that has taken more prominence within the BRICS summits. And today is that day where we will see an outreach, the Africa outreach. So you will have the BRICS leaders meeting with the African leaders. And the countries that are here, we have the likes of Gabon, Senegal, of course Rwanda, who are currently chairing the African Union. They will be here. So that session will happen first with the BRICS leaders, and then they will take a family photo, as these photo opportunities are known here, of the BRICS leaders with the African leaders. And that will then be followed by another meeting of the BRICS leaders with the other BRICS Plus leaders, as they call them, and that will be the countries here. That's the Jamaican president. Also, we have the president of Turkey and Argentina. Those three, they will also be meeting with the BRICS leaders at a closed session, and thereafter the summit will come to a close. But of course, we'll bring you more as we try and wrap and talk about all of those investments that have been made here this week. And with that, it's back to you, Leanne.
Quite incredible, Sakina, the amount of presidents that are here in South Africa, whether we're talking BRICS or we're talking the friends of BRICS as well, and those wanting to form relationships and partnerships here. So a big day also as we head to the end of the BRICS Summit. All right, that's your news headline bulletin. We'll bring you full news at 7 o'clock.